Hello, and welcome to another edition of You Need to Ask the Question. Most months, with the exception of Erev Tishrei, the month preceding Rosh Hashanah, the month of Rosh Hashanah, in that month, the Shabbos before, Klal Yisrael, as a group, says Kiddush HaChodesh, Mevorach HaChodesh, they bench the new moon. On the Shabbos before, between Shacharis and Musaf, we add this tefillah in. The Rav stands up, or the Chazan will say it, and they ask for certain things that we should have. This new month should be blessed. That we should have Chayim Aruchim, Shalom, Tova, a life filled with all the good blessings of Hashem. And in it, we also request that we should have a month she'ein lo busha v'chalima. We should have a month that does not have any embarrassment or shame. And only after that, the next verse is, we should ask for a month that we should have wealth and honor. So, it's logical to surmise that when the Chazal, when the rabbis set up the tefillos and set up these brachas, they did it in a certain order, and you see in an order of importance is the most likely way. So it seems to show us something that we all, once we hear it, we agree that it's true. That a person would rather not be embarrassed than have wealth and riches. That most of us, we see, it's true in the world, we see that most people will pay money or will go to great lengths in order not to be embarrassed, and they even allow themselves to get compromised in their values in order that embarrassment doesn't come out. So we know that this is true. Question that we ask is that we worry so much in this world about not being embarrassed, and that feeling where it doesn't do any physical harm to us. It's just this idea of knowing that other people know something truly negative about us, how we hurt somebody or how we did something wrong, whatever we think of that will cause us embarrassment, or even when somebody will see us in our most intimate moments, it will also cause us a sense of shame. But there's no physical harm being done, but that's something it's so painful to a person that they're going to tremendous lengths to avoid it. Tremendous lengths where there's no physicality at all is happening to a person when somebody is shamefaced, when somebody's embarrassed. Nothing is happening. As the expression says, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's what our parents told us. But we all knew in our hearts of hearts that that's not true. The names and the embarrassment, the bullyingness and all that devastates people. The words we say can cut sharper than the sharpest knife, can hurt deeper than the deepest wound, and it can last for years. It destroys families, destroys friendships, destroys relationships. Being embarrassed and words that are hurtful to each other, the shame that we cause to one another. However, one thing we seem to forget, most of us, all of us, I would say, is this idea that we're, after 120 years, we're going to be standing in front of the place whose all our secrets are going to be revealed. And it's going to could be the most embarrassing and shameful moment. There's no secrets in front of Hashem. And all these seals are revealed not only to Hashem, but to all the generations that come before us. So the question one could ask is, why? Why don't we recognize this? Why don't we feel this? We're so in tune with this as we grow up, about embarrassment. Why does this embarrassment seem to elude us and we wind up going about our days oblivious to it? So if you look at the natural progression of people, we don't start out with any sense of busha or embarrassment or shame. As little children, we ran around naked, we went to the bathroom wherever we wanted, when we wanted. If we were wearing a diaper or weren't wearing a diaper, it didn't matter. We would throw up and spit up, nothing. There was no sense of embarrassment. And why is that so? It's because we had no understanding. We were babies. We didn't have any das. We didn't have any chacham, any wisdom, any as we grow, we were taught, and with those teachings, we developed this sense, or we brought it as our minds developed, we realized about this idea of shame. However, many of us just stopped at the physical, or at even our actions that are seen by other persons. Nobody knows about it. It's like it never happened. But we all know that that's not true either. We know it, but we don't feel it. We don't feel that we're going to have that sense of shame. We feel that there's some way we're going to get out of this and we're going to escape. And one thing we see by many people's lives is that Hashem sees us all. He understands the deepest. We say this on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur many times throughout the years. Whenever we say Slichos, as we talk about this Hashem, that there's nothing that's hidden from you. All's going to be revealed. But those are words that we say intellectually, but without the sense of das. We need to. What we can do, in order to be better, is to understand how serious Busha and Klima is, how much we were willing to avoid it, and how we can incorporate it in our lives, in our daily actions. Some people I've seen sometimes, and it hurts me to bring up things that are, embarrassing about other people, is that sometimes you see people who are very intelligent, and the way they use their mouths, the language that they use, is unacceptable. I myself, I could be accused, I imagine, of sometimes saying things that were inappropriate and unacceptable. We lose that sense. We have no das at those moments. We have no sense. I wasn't thinking. I didn't know. Those are the excuses we use. And that's true. We only do it because we weren't thinking and we didn't know. May this month bring to us a month of Ein Lo Busha Klima, not only from what's coming to us from the Rebbeinu Shalom or from the outside world, but what we do to others, the shaming of other people. Think twice. Not only think twice, think 3 times, think 4 times before you say something. We're so much trying to make ourselves get the Osher covered on the backs of other people. May this month be a month where we're careful about it, where we build, because that, we're going to see, is the ultimate sense of das, of understanding. The more das you have, the more you have a sense of what real embarrassment is. What it is to put somebody down, or to slight somebody when you don't say good morning, or don't say thank you, or there are thousands of ways. All these little things that we can work on, if we become sensitive, if we could gain a sense of understanding of how important and how it makes somebody feel, and how we can build it up, that we should be zocha to not have a month full of busha and klima, and to have a month of osher v'kavod. And we should also bring the gula and the shleimus together. Amen.